Welcome again to another episode of Hangout to PF. It's so nice to have us here once again. Today, we'll be talking about the mold of hope. The mold of hope. Many of us have our hope and expectations. However, not many of us have the storage capacity to receive them. Just like fluids take the shape of the containers that they are poured in, the same is applicable with our hope. You're taught how limited your knowledge is, your strength and your stamina, especially to wait. Also, the eye is to see, that is the vision, and the ability to recognize opportunity. Faith and belief are the factors that affect the mold of our hope. Your words affect what you see. Knowledge, however, opens up the potential reality in front of you. In so many ways, we have this nudging, this leading that certain things are going to work out. The doors are going to open up. The things are going to come together in order to get us to where we want to get to. However, we find that when those things finally happened, we are ill prepared. We are not properly positioned to utilize and to benefit from the eventualities of the things that opened up onto us. And it becomes easy for us to blame others for being an hindrance to what we receive and how much we receive, when we are solely responsible for the mold we bring to the place of receiving. You will come to a body of water, but if you come there with a cup, a small cup as it were, you can only live there with the quantity that cup can contain. And that's what happens to many of us. We have great aspirations. We have great dreams. We have so many things that we are expecting or desiring would happen to us. But the truth is, are we actually prepared for those things? Do we actually burn the midnight candle? Do we go the extra mile in the sense of preparing for the reality and the outcome of those things? Before we go too far, what then is hope? What is hope? Hope is the expectation of a stirred up desire, which is confirmed by a declaration of words or the outcome of an action tailored towards the desired outcome. In other words, our hope is that inner desire that has been stirred up. The inner desire that has been stirred up by the reason of words, declaration of words, declaration of intention, the affirmation in our speaking of the things that we are hoping for or we desire becoming a reality, and or also actions taken in the direction of what we desire. Oftentimes we hear it, and it's true. You start locally, but you have an international vision. You start locally, but you should have an international vision. That is, from the beginning, that is where you set the pace for global recognition. From the beginning, not along the line when you start to see that, probably this thing is going to work out. Probably this thing is actually is coming together. It's going to be the reality. And then we now start to put the necessary processes, the necessary ethics, the necessary standards, just because everything is starting to come together. Then, in such situations, you find out that you are actually late. You are actually late. So, it's at the beginning that you set the standards, the outlook, with diligence, with proper ethics, and unwavering show of commitment. So, imagine a farmer saying, I will prepare for harvesting and storage or possibly processing when the harvest comes. Such a one would eventually lose a significant aspect of his produce because of his ill preparation. And it also brings up the scenario of a farmer who is trying to plant or sow on a land that is known for not producing well. Such a one is even in a different category because of the things, the precedents, the things that had happened before. He is uncertain whether this new thing that he is doing or is planting will be successful. But what if it actually becomes successful? What if it is from that very moment that everything begins to turn around? And this is what happens when we have experienced failure or near success in areas where we are very keen and we are very passionate about. The zeal to put in more, to stay constant, to bring in our A game every point in time becomes a struggle. It becomes something that we become cautious about, and it's we not putting our eggs in one basket, as it were. But you never know where the harvest will come. And that's why we keep showing up every day, in everything, in every season. We keep showing up because we never know our next break was just around the corner. So, as I said to close, our promptings are very important. However, they represent your intent to start building. The promptings that you have is not actually the building itself. It's not the true foundation. It's just the intent. The foundation is essential to have in the pursuit of hope. Very, very important. And it is not only in acquiring the requisite knowledge, but knowing God's mind and will concerning your leadings, which is also your promptings. This is actually the true foundation, because God's will never fail. God's will never fails, and the expectation of the faithful would never be cut short. The expectation of the faithful would never be cut short. So, in summary, look around you. Those things that you desire, those things that you're expecting, are there similar things that are happening all around you? Are there people that are doing the things that you're doing? Or peradventure, the Lord wants you to be a pioneer. In that case, your foundation is key. What is God's plan concerning that thing? What is His mind? What's He saying concerning it? When you discover it, it becomes your foundation, and you start to meditate on these things. And from it, you begin to build your faith by every instruction that comes out of it. And I believe with this, the mold of our hope will keep expanding and expanding and expanding, so that we benefit in its fullness everything that your expectation, your desires, and your promptings brings your way. Until the next time I come to you, remain blessed. God bless you.